What's up, Heather?
What's up, B?
Well, we're here back tonight, and welcome back to Tortured Bourbon, but this is one of those episodes that we call Tortured Bourbon.
Unscripted.
Yeah, we have no notes, no preparation, but we do this at the request from you because you like to watch two type A personalities float in the wind like a flag.
It's really scary.
Yeah.
I'm pushing my boundaries. It's good. It's a good thing. My therapist says that's great.
Well, my therapist says buy more bourbon because they own an ABC store.
Is your therapist a proprietor of alcohol?
Yeah, the state of North Carolina ABC board. If this is not your first time, if you've been here before, if you've stopped by, welcome back. We love that you've come back. We've been slowly growing in subscribers. And that makes me feel better. That's my therapy. It means that someone out there is either enjoys watching this or they like not watching it and making it, I don't know.
They like some background noise.
They like background noise or they look at these idiots are doing now. But if this is your first time and you've stumbled upon our little corner of the YouTube Whiskeyverse, why don't you go ahead and click like and subscribe. Heather makes me do 3 shows a week because she's a slave driver.
Yeah, that's definitely me.
And, we also produce a gazillion shorts that sometimes people watch and sometimes they go the way of the dodo bird.
They either get 450 watches or 4.
Yeah, there's
just no in between. Also, be sure to follow us on our social media. We have Instagram, Facebook, and X. But if you like it old school, you can send us a message via email or just drop a comment on one of our episodes. That really does help us out.
It does. Any comment's a good comment.
And we love getting episode ideas. Several of you have sent them to me via our Instagram, which I really enjoy. I immediately pass them along to B, and we both get really excited about it.
Yeah, and we write them up and we do them.
But then I know if he doesn't respond, it means he hasn't seen it and read it, or he can't figure out how to open a screenshot on his phone, which we're working on. Anyway, I make sure it eventually gets to him.
That's right. I can use technology. All right.
You do remember our 2-part lesson on Instagram, right?
It didn't.
It still didn't take.
We'll get into that another time.
B never likes the stuff I post from the Tortured Bourbon Instagram, but boy, if it goes on Facebook, it's getting hearted.
I can't figure out what I'm supposed to look at. You got a feed and this thing that flips, and other people.
The grid and the grid versus the stories really throws me for a loop.
It's just
wait till I show you TikTok.
It's not happening. I'm not part of that Chinese-Russian plot.
Oh my God. Anyway, do you think they're working together?
I'm trying to get to the Buffalo Trace.
Was that what we're doing tonight?
Yeah,
this will get 7,000 views.
We're going to hit the algorithm with this right in the face. So
punch in the mouth.
That's right. So like everyone else on the internet, we have featured Buffalo Trace because it's the gift that keeps on giving. Mm-hmm. For $29.95, you would think that this stuff cured cancer, launched us into space, and discovered aliens. It's amazing. But we do like it. We're not knocking it, but it's amazing the craze it takes. So we've tasted it before. We're not going to go through 10,000 tasting notes with it. But we had someone go up to the state of Kentucky, and they brought us back a barrel select picked out by the people at Liquor Barn. Now, Liquor Barn does not exist in North Carolina because we're tortured.
That would be fun.
We're obviously in a beverage control state.
We are.
And but Liquor Barn my understanding is a huge liquor store up in the state of Kentucky. It's kind of like the Walmart for sin.
Like you would need like 3 to 5 business days.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably just get a hotel room. So
you'd be sleeping. They'd like find you in the back broom closet sleeping there overnight.
Yeah. It's kind of like the first time the independent video owner walked into a Blockbuster. I was like, what do I do? She doesn't remember Blockbuster. It's okay.
I'm sorry. I had a Blockbuster. It was my parents' Blockbuster card, but still, I had a copy in my wallet.
Rebel. All right, so we've got them both here on the barrel, and we even started with a Buffalo Trace product. We started with Small Batch by Benchmark, which we have an amazing episode, and we're going to put it right above Heather's Halo right there. So there you go.
It really is a good episode, and honestly, I feel like Benchmark has been getting a lot of buzz too. People are realizing that for the cost and the availability, it's a really solid option.
$19.99. Mm-hmm. Available all over state.
And even if you have some people who are into bourbon, they're not going to be upset drinking it straight, and then you're not going to be upset if somebody comes over and mixes it with cherry Coke.
This is a little bread dough action. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bread dough.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we've had that, we're going to go for the straight up Buffalo Trace. Now, we all know what Buffalo Trace is supposed to taste like. We know that this is famous mash bill number 1. And in fact, in our episode, what we did on Buffalo Trace, you can watch us drink the mash, the White Dog mash number 1 unaged. It's right there. And we talk about its maturity through that barrel. So now that we've there, let's...
And so, to recap quickly, we have 0 notes for this episode because there's nothing for us to see. Because Buffalo Trace doesn't release their mash bill and they don't release their age statement. And you can see the proof on the front of the bottle. And like B said, costs about $30.
Yep.
So there you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Made by Buffalo Trace. The Buffalo Trace Distillery.
Wow. This guy, I'm telling you. What a guy.
There's a reason
Brilliant.
I am. All right. Low rye. Not weeded. Low rye, not weeded. Smooth.
Really get the corn.
Non-confrontational. Little corn. Just enough oak at the end to let you know you're drinking a little.
I see why it is so universally appealing. Yeah. Because it's mellow and approachable. Very much so.
Yeah.
It's got nice legs. I was just noticing the glass.
Oh, we make fun of the hype. We don't make fun of the product. There's a difference.
Correct. And we make fun of the hype, not the product, and we have some issues with it being allocated. Yeah. Because there's enough of it out there that there's no reason it should be allocated. No. Yeah. That's our issue. No, we have no grudge against Buffalo Trace as a company.
No, we
look how much money we've spent on it. Yeah.
So, now I don't want any Buffalo Trace soap.
Or lotion, or barbecue sauce, or everything else that they have out there. Although I might try the barbecue sauce.
The barbecue sauce might be a hit, but I don't.
Or some maple syrup.
I don't want to lather in Buffalo Trace.
No, that also seems like a really good way to DUI without having to drink anything.
Yeah.
Back to the bourbon. Yep. The goal here is obviously not. We've done a deep dive on Buffalo Trace, like B said. The goal here is to see if we can taste a difference between the barrel pick and the quote unquote regular, right, B?
Yep.
And full disclosure, this bottle is also newer than the one that we already had open on the shelf, right?
Yes. We put a full bottle up here to show you. The other bottle looked a little, depleted. And now it looks
empty.
Really depleted.
I'll have to I try to take a picture of all of our empties, although sometimes it starts looking... We have a lot of dead soldiers in my photo reel. Yeah. Especially around holidays. And snow days.
Every time we have to deal with the extended family.
All right, so now we're going for the barrel pick. Mm-hmm. I noticed a slight difference in the smell, and this could just be me, but I think that the Barrel Select has a little more hint of caramel than the other one.
If anything, it might have a stronger presence altogether.
Mm-hmm. Yes. One day I'll remember those are there. You think obviously you could taste a difference?
With a Barrel Select, I haven't talked to the people at Liquor Barn. I know that when...
You didn't call them before this episode?
Yeah, imagine that. So I don't know how they do this with Buffalo Trace. I know that some people, when they do Barrel Selects, they actually get samples. They taste different ones and they pick it. And then some people say, send us a Barrel Select and put our sticker on it. So I don't know.
If it were me, I would go up and taste everything they'd let me taste. Yeah. Before I took one home.
But I have no idea how Liquor Barn does this. Can I taste a difference? Slightly. Yeah, I'll go with that. They're both lovely. I'm glad we have it. Mm-hmm. I'm glad we have this opportunity.
Right now, doing this on purpose, tasting them head to head, I can taste a difference.
Gotcha.
If 3 days from now, you set out a bottle of Buffalo Trace, but I didn't look at, the markings on it, would I be like, oh, that's our barrel pick? Absolutely not. Is that fair?
Yep. The distance is definitely not as noticeable. Another Sazerac product, 1792 versus the 1792 Barrel Select. Mm-hmm. I felt they were very different. Like we rated them.
We could tell they were different.
We rated them.
And even when we did the Baker 7 versus Baker 7, and one of the Baker 7 had been open longer, and it had aged longer,
Yeah.
I noticed more of a difference than this.
Still not enough to go search it out in a store difference.
No, and I mean, honestly,
and those are priced the same. Those are just labeled differently.
We're in some of these bourbon groups. B is better about following them and reading more than I am. But, I see people on there that are looking for specific, this is Rick House, this one in year whatever, and barrel number whatever. And I'm not, maybe you're there. I'm not there.
I'm not knocking it.
No, I'm saying I'm not sophisticated enough for that.
And I wonder sometimes if that's because they had that somewhere.
And just loved it.
And they loved it. And they're like, if I can find that, go ahead and let's do it again. And I can get that. I can get behind that. The mouthfeel is better on the Barrel Select.
Yes. Mouthfeel is better on the Barrel Select. It's a little sharper, a little stronger, a little...
Define stronger. Bold?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit bolder.
Not more alcohol.
No.
It's a little more bold. Yeah.
It's a little more bold. Yeah. It's almost like the flavors are a little sharper.
So I agree with all of your tasting. Close your eyes.
Oh God.
Here's your hand. Yep. No.
That's not my hand.
Well, yeah. All right. Taste that one.
Okay.
And I'm not, they are two different ones. I'm not giving you.
You're not being.
No, I'm not doing that to you. Because that's not the point here. I'm not trying to play Trick Heather.
Dang. Can I put my eyes now?
Yeah.
Okay. I think the first one was what we've been calling the regular, and the second was the Barrel Select.
You got it dead on.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know that I could do it, but you did it.
Close your eyes. Hold on, I'm playing mad scientist and making sure the weights are equal.
Sitting with my eyes closed is actually a challenge for me. I do admit that it's kind of...
Duh.
It's for some people, it's a little unnerving for me.
Really? What do you think? I'm going to do something to you?
No,
Hold your hand out. Did you see anything?
No,
I'm literally just saying I'm not going to do anything to you on camera. You notice how I caveated that, folks? I always like to keep an asterisk by things.
There are 3 very bright house lights shining in my face, so I can see a shadow. I mean, it's like I'm not like Stevie Wonder or something.
Oh my God! Taste the bourbon.
That was the regular Buffalo Trace. Give me the other one. That's my thought. I could be wrong. That's the Barrel Select. Yes or no? No, I got it wrong? Fantastic.
All right. Those are fun.
I'm fine. I told you.
Dude, it's really hard to tell the difference.
I told you.
The only reason I knew the difference is there was, like I said, I don't know if it's you articulate it better than me. I note it, but then you articulate it better. There was, I don't know if it's spicier, sharper, bolder.
Well, that's what I thought I had. The first one tasted a little thin, and maybe it was because there wasn't as much in the glass.
You know what? That could be it.
I mean,
we're positing a lot of theories this episode.
But neither one of them are so, in this case, so dramatic.
No.
However, I am in no way unhappy that I paid a little more to get that bottle. And I'll be honest, if tomorrow, if I was to go into an ABC store in North Carolina and they had a Barrel Select,
I grab it immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not upset that I paid a few extra bones for it. And depending on who. Now, if our guy up at Hoppy Endings does the Select, or they do it over at Whiskey Kitchen, I definitely want to taste it. I think that that even shows, because we've tasted their Barrel Selects against other Barrel Selects.
Right, and they're better. But B's completely right in that it actually is a really great bourbon to start newbies on, because it's very approachable. Yeah. The proof point isn't out of control. It's not crazy expensive.
No, but the BT is as your go-to. Not even as your mixer, but as your go-to.
As your go-to. But it's okay to mix. It's a great old-fashioned.
It's a good old-fashioned.
It makes a great old-fashioned.
It makes anything bourbon-forward drinks. Especially if you don't want a 100 proof. If you want a 90 proof, it's there.
It's perfect.
But I'm glad we did this. I'm going to take this BS, which is what that stands for, barrel strength. Barrel Select.
That's exactly what it stands for.
I wonder. So this is a question, and if you know the answer to this, so is Stag the barrel strength of Buffalo Trace, or are they?
That's a really good question. Is Stag Mash Bill number 1?
I thought it was.
I think you're right.
So because you see a barrel strength 1792, you see a barrel strength this, a barrel strength that. Is the reason you don't see a barrel strength Buffalo Traces
because it's Stag?
Stag.
Maybe. Let's do some research. If you know.
Only I had Chat GTP logged in my head.
I'll get a chip later for you to implant.
It's not a tumor.
Anyway, on that note.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers, y'all.